Okay. So, sorry about getting cut off yesterday. That wasn't exactly by my choice. But I do want to, today I wanted to do a few things that included a new theme. I'm going to finish up the other theme I had at the end of the day, which is I'm going to play the portion of the window section that I had started that got cut off. So I'm going to do that when it gets to be around that time. Oh, damn it. Ah, I need a banker. So basically, yes, I announced everyone. Basically what I'm going to need to do is, first of all, I gotta get rid of one of my griffins so that I could use a zombie. Is go through the normal stuff we're gonna do, and then at the end, I am going to play a little bit from yesterday and then finish it up, because yesterday's got cut off and it was really obnoxious and annoying and really sucked. So I'm gonna try sending something to someone right now and see if that works. We're gonna send this to, wow, I got a lot of people I need to deal with. All of a sudden yesterday I got a whole bunch of follows, and I'm not really sure why, but I'm not gonna complain about it. Strike for you. Okay. I gotta pick up some more things to give away. Or maybe not. Because a lot of times, yeah, like that, these people don't actually exist. Barrel lay. That person existed. Woo! But first things first. So we're going to talk about spaceships today. Now you can't really tell how good this looks or not because it's in a weird position. I put it in here to get it out of the way. But this was my kitty spaceship that I built. It's small, but it's here to prove to you that I actually do know how to build something mechanical. And I will be showing you some more mechanical stuff today that I think you'll like. And then we'll move on to others, and I can maybe give you some insight into how to do it. But first things first, we'll do our rando of the day, and then we'll start talking about other things. So our rando looks like it's going to be Growl's Jungle Mud. That's cute. Jungle Mud. All right. I have so many things I can show you that I have in mind, but we're going to start on NA and then we'll go to EU, and there's a bunch on EU, that I can show you, some of which you've seen before, but I'll give you a little bit of insight into how to maybe build these things. But this is off topic here. We're going to be talking about, this is just a random, unrelated to machinery type jobby. There we go, my light. So here we have, it's almost like the beginning of Jumanji or something, with all these books in here and the pots knocked over and whatever. Humble Mud is a small little house, but you can build up like this person has. This is neat. This really is like, oh, what a good placement of pets. What, you don't want that on? I'll turn it off again, but I think it would look better on. Oops. Looks like there's stairs up. Now, I will point out that this is working with the house and not against the house, because the house is already in a jungle-ish type area. But this is really well done, because what you have here too is something else that we discussed recently, which is building outside of bounds. All of those are placed outside of bounds. They're pushed outside, so they're not actually within the house itself. What has been, whoops, I fell down. What's been done is probably using AHT. I don't know any other way to do it. You select it and you push it out past the boundaries of the house, and it'll let you put some furnishings there. And I think that that looks really, really good. It expands the size of what you're dealing with. And this looks really cool. This is a really good job. Nice job, Growl. All right, so starting with, we're not gonna start small with this. This is all gonna be big stuff. So we've got Ninja Monkeys, Colossal. I'm starting here, just because it happens to be the first picture I have of a spaceship, in my files. But generally, I'm going to point out some things that are pretty common with a spaceship or airship builds, and then we're going to talk about how to maybe start one, if that's what you want to do. So, this is Ninja Monkey's spaceship. One of, I don't know if he has more. But as you can see what it is, it's pretty amazing is what it is. But if you're going to work with something of this size, like where you want to just have it be enormous, most of the people that I've seen who built something of that size have put a walkway around it. And I think that's a really good idea, because otherwise it's really hard to get a good visual on it. Like, from below was neat looking, right? No question about it. But what if you wanted to see the sides of it on that level or something? You know, it's just, you need to have some way of accessing the view. So keep in mind when you're doing your build count that you do need enough to put some kind of walkway around it in order to let people really see what you've built. Look at all these details on the top that would otherwise be missed. There's, you know, a satellite dish. There's lights. There's steering. There's all sorts of stuff. If you can only see it from below, that's not really helpful. And also, what a lot of people do is they put things that indicate a viewpoint, like a point where they want you to see it from. And I actually did this with my cat build. I put a little X marks the spot so that when J Hart came and viewed it, he got the best possible view. So you may want to do something like that. And here, these could be considered X marks the spots type deals. So those are some just general points. The next thing to consider is, what do you have on you? Like, have you already bought maybe a couple of the dwarven sets or something where you have these big machines and you don't know what to do with them, or you have this big old ball and you've never known what to do with it? Well, start with those. Start thinking about how can you incorporate these pieces of machinery that you otherwise don't know what the hell to do with and are sitting in a storage house somewhere because they're bound. You know, that's a thought. Starting from those positions, what I would say to do is consider one last thing. Do you want it to be something that you can get into? Some houses, some of these you can't get onto. Others, like this one, you can. If you want it to be something that you have to get into, consider the fact that you need more item space for the interior. If you don't care about people being able to get on it and it's more of like an outside view, you don't have to worry about that. But item space is a really important issue when it comes to building giant ships like this, because it's so easy to go through all of your points so quickly, all of your item slots so quickly. I mean, you just eat them up. It's because you not only have, I mean, look at all of these extra pieces you have to do. From the exterior, you wouldn't necessarily have to have all of these extra things because you don't see them. You don't see these interior pieces. But if you want somebody to be able to come inside, you have to. Now, I know of some builders who can just sit there and build something as they're going, and boom, they're just, there it is. It's done. And Ninja Monkey might be one of those people because Ninja Monkey is pretty amazing. I'm going to die. Whoa, I survived that. Nope, I died late. That's awesome. That's okay. We'll move on. If I can. Yeah. So that's the first one. We'll get to the next one, and then we'll keep talking at that point. This is actually not a spaceship. The next one we're going to is a ship, like an ocean ship. So we'll go to, if I can load. Holy crow! Why am I loading back in Somerset? I don't get it. Oh wow! I don't know why that happened, but we're gonna go to see a ship. If it's on this, I actually don't know if, yeah, it is. Okay. And this is her Earth Tear. Yeah, I don't know how to spell. She must have changed her name. So this is Leleg's ship. This is not an airship. So question is, with water ships, do you have the same problems? Probably not. You don't need the same, excuse me, got something in my eye. You don't have the same problems with the walkways, but presumably you can go on the ships that you're talking about here. So you do have the same problems with the interiors, like how much do you decorate the interior versus the exterior. So this is Leleg's ship. Another thing to consider is, and there's a lot to consider with these kinds of ships, and I apologize for dumping a ton of information on you, but if you're building a project this big, you have to imagine that there is going to be a lot to think about. One of them is going to be the size of the house you're building in. If you're building a giant ship like this, you're going to need a high item count. And so you're already thinking the 700 counts, and it's presumably ESO plus. But this is like ship. This is like an ocean-going ship. The second thing is, you also need to consider how big of a space is this ship actually going to take up. I'm going to show you a dragonfly ship done by Palimpsest, which is so huge that it practically took up most of Moonshiker Meadow. And yet he still had enough detail ability to do detail work like this interior here, which was amazing to me. I don't know how they figured it out. So I'll give you a couple of tips and tricks. Look, there's the second floor down. For how to figure that out. But also consider too, do you want just one floor inside? Do you want 2 floors inside? Do you want 3 floors inside? Is there going to be an engine room? Is there going to be a captain's area? Is there going to be a crafting area? What is there going to be inside your ship? So this to me is like a little captain area for steering, but I meant more of a cabin. I love these little engines. Aren't they awesome? And then if you're going to do either an airship, not a spaceship, but an airship, and if you're going to do a water ship, are you going to have these? Are you going to have something to catch the air? However you do it, fans or, like this stuff, masts and things, what are you going to do? What are you going to use? So while we're going to move on to the next one, and I'll explain to you what I have in mind for how to build these things. Just a moment. Because there's a lot. All right, Kimmy Mize. And this is a good example, what I'm going to show you now. Oh yeah, we're gonna do giant ships and boats, so of course you're gonna be involved in this. Another example of a ginormous ship, water ship, is going to be Kimmy Mai's ship. Now, it's the opposite of this in the sense that Kimmy Mai mostly worried about the exterior, less about the interior. So if you're more worried about the exterior of the ship, and the size and the masts and the netting and all of that, you don't have to worry as much about the item count on the interior. So Swankery's here, so this is a perfect chance for me to ask her something that I wonder about. Now here's Kimmy Mai's ship, and I really like it. Pirate ship, that's very helpful. But as you can see, check it out. You've got a very large ship here. And look at the exterior. And so this is what I'm talking about. Use a big space because you're going to need the item count. But also use a big space because you may want a super large ship. Or boat, whatever you want to call it. These are great little touches, decorative touches. And look at all the masts and the netting. I honestly think that Kimmy Mai has a good understanding, or at least researched this stuff about how netting and whatnot would look in a real pirate ship. Because to me, this looks accurate, but what do I know? Not much. So and here's the steering area. So what I want to ask Swankery is, I want to know if she's one of the people who, like Chrysaea, oh, there's some effects in here too. This is smart. This is a good way to expand when you've run out of items and you want to keep decorating. Well, now you have a rug. Now you have paintings, you know, because you can add effects to them, and suddenly they look. I mean, this is perfect, right? And now you have a captain's quarters, and you know they have paintings on the walls and whatnot. But what I was going to ask Swankery is, are you one of the people who uses graph paper and marks out what pieces you're going to use for what? Or are you one of the people who goes, as you're building, you just add it and it looks right? Or are you one of the people who does something in between? That's what I'm curious about, because there's a whole bunch of different types of people. This would be the galley, I guess? Or wherever they make food. I should have researched what these things are called. So Swankery is the kind of person who probably just does it as she goes along, which means that she's a freaking genius. That's an effect, by the way, those beautiful plates. In fact, I think that cheese is too. Isn't that a really realistic cheese? I know for a fact that Chrysaea is one of the people who actually uses graph paper. I know, you're shocked, right? And actually marks out where each piece goes. And she does this, and I've tried it. See, as I told you, the interior wasn't as important to Kimmy Mai as it was to the last builder. So she was able to make a bigger ship because she didn't really decorate this portion of the interior. Okay, so that's one way to do it, is just look around at different items, give them a shot. And we'll actually go to Swankery, one of Swankery's ships, since we have her here. And I've shown this ship 1.5 million times. Don't care. It's amazing. I love it. We're going to show off one of your ships to start with. I don't know how you even did this, to be honest with you. I don't know if you used EHD or you did this by hand. Either way, you're insane. Insane in a good way. This is perhaps my favorite ship of all time on either server, and that's the damn truth. And I'm going to show you some amazing houses. This beats all. I mean, amazing ships. This one beats all because of I love the steampunky / organic look of it. I also love what she made it out of. So here's some of the elements that we were talking about. Yes, you can see it from below by hand because you're crazy. Yes. Fully agree with that. So what she's done is when you get up to the top floor, you have a better viewing area for it because it really needs a different viewpoint. Looking from below does not do it justice. So we go up. Now she's also created a whole storyline behind it because this is all like, you know, you buy your ticket and you put your luggage down and here's the map where you're going and here's the waiting room, right? But I'm going to skip through all that because I've shown it 1 million times. What I do want to show you though, and actually I'm going to close off my death counter because I want to give it a true view, but check this out, this airship out. as I walk into a stick. This is just phenomenal. And I say that for a multitude of reasons. But here's one point. You can't get on this ship. This is the first ship we've seen that you can't get on. And you don't really need to because of the view. If you look carefully down there, I wish I could zoom. There's a rug. There's two rugs, actually. There's luggage. There's seats. It looks like the interior of a train. It's absolutely gorgeous. And the walls are made of this elegant bedding. And then you've got all of the little ship things like the rope and packages and a swinging lamp because it's not just standing still. I love this is the just looking at the passenger compartment. And then when you move up here and you start to see what the ship actually looks like, it's a little bit reminiscent of a fish. But then look at this. It's got an eye. It's got antennae. It's got like, what would you call that? Like horns just coming out. It looks like a living animal. It's got an organic, it's not only steampunky, because it's got that Victorian look to it, it's also organic. And she built this by hand because she's insane. And all of the additional pieces, like you've got this frontis piece, you know, which is blowing the air out. It's actually on chains. It's hard to see with no light, but it's actually on a train that's holding it while it's blowing air at it. And there's also a ton of like little tiny ships that you can't see from here. But what I'm trying to point out is that you've got, this is genius, and don't feel like you can just start one day and build something like this, because this is Swankery and she's insane. One of the best, if not the best builder on either server. So, you know, don't try to start out and be the best, you know? Just start out and have fun, and if being the best comes for you, then great. If not, don't feel bad. But basically what I love about this is it's, I don't know if you had an idea that you just sort of thought of and went with it, but like, I love this. I don't even know how making anything look round is difficult in this game. So I'm just in love with this. I just thought I'd show it off and give some examples. I want to show you another ship, many other ships, because that is what I collect, amongst other things. Oh, she's super talented, super talented. She's amazing. Here we go. Queen Mia's on the other server. We'll get to that. Nilira's on the other server. Swankery, we'll get to the next one. Just give me a moment. A lot of them are on EU. Ananir. Okay, we're going to go to Ananir's. That looks like their Colossus. And here we go. Yeah, I was right. So, what I was getting at about how to do these things is to start with, there's a very organized way all the way to a just flip and do it way. The first way is to consider what objects you're going to use to build with. Like, I know Chrysaea, when she uses Alanori floors, or, oh, I've seen that. Yeah, Palimpsest has been sending me a lot of stuff. You're definitely on my list for the Lynchel, don't worry. That's coming, and Palimpsest I have so much ready for it. Oh, Palimpsest just added this. I'm sorry, I thought he added his own ship, but we'll just show you. I just liked the little cannons that Palimpsest did, that Ananir did. Don't they look adorable? I love these little pirate cannons. Now this is something that you can incorporate too. It's not a whole ship, but it's cute as a button. Yes, definitely getting to that. Oh man. Samuata, or Samuata? I think this might be on EU. And if it is, we'll just move on to the next one. Yep, that's on EU. Calderon, nope, EU. Jesus, all these EU people. Yeah. Give me a moment here. EU people are ridiculous, the amount of ships that they've done. And they're great ships, too. Just a moment. Mavernadas. This may also be on EU, but I don't know for sure. Yes, this is here. Slicksteason. Are they on EU or NA? I don't think I've seen that. So basically what I'm saying is if say you're going to use those brass plates. Okay, we'll check it out. Those brass plates from, Clockwork or something. Determine how many spots on a graph piece of paper you want it to be, and then you can graph out what you want it to look like. How many pieces are you going to need? Things like that. This may have been moved. I hope not. Oh, I showed you this one before. This is Marvinados. This is their dragon ship, which I love because its sails are so spectacular. And I found this. And I know I've shown you a lot of these before, but the point is that I'm trying to explain to you how to best do them and keep them all in one episode. Yeah, the sails are just truly dragon sails. Now, in addition to using maybe a graph paper and graphing out what pieces you're going to use so that you have a general idea of what size you want to do, and how many pieces of things you have to buy at each point so you don't end up with like 100 extra pieces, you may also want to do some research. For example, this person may not have known what a dragon boat looks like and did some research and then found out that there are these really cool boats that have these kinds of sails, and then historically, and then reproduced it. Or maybe they already knew about it. But the point is that for my cat ship, I actually researched it. I wanted something cute but silly because that's the way that I operate. And I found that Futurama had done a cat ship. And it was not anything how mine ended up looking, but it was an idea. And once I saw that, I went with it. And I went with my own version of it. But the point is that historically there were dragon ships. And you could, do sails like this. This might inspire you. So don't be afraid to go to Google and do a Google search for what you have in mind, or even just an idea, and see what comes up. This person also has added a way to get onto the ship, which I don't think they had before. And here we have the captain's section where the captain steers the ship with lots of machinery. This can just be a combination of items that seem to make sense to you. A telescope makes a ton of sense. Some sort of steering mechanism / way to tell where, like a compass almost, this would be. They added that new antiquity, and that looks fabulous there. The moving gears, all of the gears and moving pieces always add something special to all of these. This one I think only has this one floor. I don't think you can go down, or if you can, you get stuck. So they're able to work with less items on the interior and keep most of the items on the exterior of the ship. So, it's all about what you want to do. Do you want to have... Actually, there's food down there and everything. I suppose that's for viewing. I don't know that you can actually get down there. Maybe you can, but I don't think so. If that's the kind of thing that you want to do, then think about it. I'm going to see if I can fall down here. And just barely. So there's just a tiny bit of space, and look what they've done with that 8-star chandelier. It's a slowly moving gear. Isn't that brilliant? That's new, obviously, because anything with antiquities that we're seeing is new. So I'm glad I came back here. That is a really, really clever idea. The lighting also makes it quite pretty. It goes from the yellow to the blue using the, I think that's the Tanzawell stone with the blue light. So this is just phenomenal. So now we'll go to Swankery's Winchell, which I've shown before many times, but it's really got a bunch of different examples of what we're talking about. She has some of the ships you can't go on. She has at least one ship you can go on. And she's an example of someone who does not sit there with a graph paper and actually come up with an example of what she wants to do. She does it as she goes along, thinking about, what piece can I use here? How would this look? Or maybe the pieces themselves inspire. Like, for example, maybe she looked, it's a foggy day, which kind of sucks for this. But maybe she saw the top of those orc things, those orc gazebos, and decided, I wonder what I could do with those. And so here we have all of these orc gazebos covering two different, what are those called? The windmills? One at either end, and now it looks like a ship. So it's like, are you inspired by the object, or do you have a general idea and then kind of go with it? You know, it all depends on you. Hey, Faye Vixie. And what I like here, too, is these long banners in the back, which I think are from Craigellorn, look like, give it an appearance of it's moving very fast, right? It looks like it's got speed. It's almost like an air sock or what do they call it? A wind sock. It's almost like a wind sock, how it shows it's got movement. So that's one. The second one is one that you can actually go into, and that we will go up on it. But as you can see from here, it's got a lot of moving pieces, and it's got smoke coming out the back. Consider what you want as part of your rear. Do you want lights coming out? Like a lot of people use the either the Hectahame or the soul shard looking replica, or the crystal, different crystals, whatever. Or do you want smoke? Or do you want to just have something like this that is looks like it's got wind coming out the back? Or you could have fans coming out the back. Really consider what you want it to look like from the rear. My best advice would be, no matter what you do, hey Tristorm, make sure that you actually include movement of some type on it. Typically, what I think I'm not going to try to climb on that. I don't even know how to get up there at this point because I think you have it closed off. But you can get on that if you're careful. I'm not careful. I suppose I could try. I'll go over this way. Here's the big arrow. We'll give it a shot. If nothing else, I'll end up with another death on my thing. So here's a great viewing platform. This is exactly what I'm talking about when we're talking about viewing areas. Make sure you have one. I can do it. This is crazier than most. Most people do not have a chain that you have to walk up. Most people have a little bit more substantial thing to climb on. But Swankery hates me. Oh, sure. I would love to. Today is going to be mostly airships. Airships and ocean ships and things like that. I'm trying to give people an idea of how to do airships and ocean ships. But, for example, what I'm talking about with movement is, if you're going to do a ship, give it movement. Give it actual, like, things that move. Clockwork, dwarven. It really matters, It really makes a huge difference about whether the ship is nifty looking, if the ship is cool looking or not. If it just stands completely still, it's lacking a little something. And I hate to say that, but it's the truth. Add a little motion. This is great, you know. What and we have a second floor here, interior. And again, this is a little bit on the steampunky side. And then we have a captain's bedroom. Yes, they are. They absolutely are. Whoops. I think I snuck through somewhere I'm not supposed to sneak through. Oh my goodness, I see the interior. Sorry. I sneak back out. Whoopsie doodle. So this is the little bedroom. And look at all the little cute touches. So she had enough space after building all of this that she could put in little furnishing touches and books and, you know, pets and whatnot. So this is my, you know, do you want to go steampunky? If you do, think about the elements of steampunk. You've got to consider, well, first of all, should there be steam? What are the elements of steampunk? Something that looks old-fashioned. Hold on. I will give you them. 5 elements of steampunk. I will tell them to you. The retro element is number 1. It's not a hard or fast rule, but the whole point of steampunk is the story is set in the steam age. In other words, the technology of the day is steam. 2. The fuel element. Generally, steampunk is pre-electric, so lighting should come from natural oils. Technology, the contraption element. All good steampunk needs contraptions, inventions and innovations which would be easily recognizable in today's world, but which wouldn't have been possible then. Something simple like a fax machine or an elevator, powered by steam or alternative technology constructed with appropriate materials. Robots, submarines, airships, holograms. Materials, the wood and copper element, because steampunk has no plastic or fossil-based products. Atmosphere, the romance element. Steampunk lies behind the nostalgic view it provides of a simpler time, the importance of etiquette and manners, and a little flexibility, which means that you can do what you want with it. You start with the rules, and then you can break them. So this is what we have here with a steampunky element by the amazing Swankery, who is not only just super talented, but also an incredibly, wonderfully amazing human who deserves all of the credit she gets. So I hope you all appreciate her stuff, because she's amazing. Moving right along. Moving right along. To the next ship. To the next ship. Okay. I have so many on the other server, so we're gonna head over to the other server. Wait till you see all the ones on the other server; they're insane. For some reason, the people on EU have like just tons and tons of incredible ships. I don't know why it's so big with them. Maybe steampunk is more popular in Europe. I'm not really sure, but they do a much better job of it, I think, in terms of amount, not necessarily in terms of, I gotta say, Swankery is my favorite builder of all time, kinda. She's right up there, so, you know, most people don't do a better job than Swanks, but that's just because I like steampunky looks, and not all of these are steampunky, the ones that we're gonna look at now. Doesn't mean I don't like them. It just means I like her, and I like her work. Moving right along. Nobody get their feelings hurt, or I will have to eat you, or beat you, or something. I'll figure something out. Alright, let us look at, I need to find the first one I was going to look at. Now, I'm not showing any Greek vamps trains and whatnot, because we're not really working on that. So we have to stick with ships for the time being. I'm not going to show AT-ATs or ATSTs or anything. We're going to look at, like, legit ships. Oh, it's so addictive, isn't it? So addictive. Alright, we're going to start with Queen Mia when we get on. Queen Mia did an airship. It's a fun airship. It's at Hunting's. There's so many good housing people out there. There absolutely is. And there's new people who are just getting into it, who are also fabulous and just don't know it yet. But I do wish to give credit to the people who inspire so many of us, and Swanker is one of them. And she's a streamer, and in case I forgot to say so, I did forget to say so. Boom! Now you are shouted out to. Because I tend to forget that. So now we go to Queen Mia's wonderful, wonderful Hunting's. And away we go. This is, and one of the things you'll notice is that a lot of these ships look completely different from one another. I have spoken to that. I've spoken to Cardi about that, Faye, and he can't confirm or deny anything, but it's certainly something that he can tell us that he has brought up. It's something that I have. That's my number one on my wish list for Zos, is that. I want him to make that possible so that people in the game could share each other. You share this with each other. So if believe it or not, you and I are on the exact same page about what we want most out of this game for housing. And for me, it's to share. It's to have a hub. Yes, that's what I'm, and I don't say I have Cardi's ear, but he is my friend. I consider him, and I do say when he asks me, what do you think is the most important thing? That is what I say. So here we go from below. This is Queen Mia's airship. And I love this for a bunch of different reasons. First is, it's totally different looking from every other ship we've seen, right? Yes, our community is amazing. I love this ship because it looks completely different. Second, I love the use of the dragons in the front and on the sides, and it's just so neat looking. Now I'm gonna go up and into the thing if it lets me and see if I can get in there. I love finding these, it's like you'll be just traveling around and then for no reason at all, suddenly you run into an airship. So this is an airship you can get into. And the back, we were talking about what's going to come out the back here. It's these long clockwork lights. I'm getting a message. Hold on a second. I just got to make sure it's good. Moving right along. No. My friend Griffin would say, I thought that Cardi's number one priority was to prevent griffins from being slaughtered. I'm like, no, honey. Griffins are meant to be slaughtered. There's even world bosses that are griffins. So isn't that cool? I like the shape of it. I like the roundness. She's included so many different round things. Think about it. Got the ball, the Sijic ball, the round part here. The floats are round. You've got just a million and one different round things. Even the shape of this is even kind of slightly rounded. We've got these, the tonal arcs are rounded. It gives you a really round, just look at all the little round shapes. You see them? They're everywhere. It gives you a really, I don't know if she consciously did that or not, but if she did, that's brilliant. If she didn't, that's cool. I just love all of the round shapes everywhere. It gives you a really good sense of that's what this ship is supposed to inspire in you, in feeling and thought. You see how much, you see what I'm talking about? You see how many round things there are? I'm not making this up. They're really everywhere. So, I fell down. Is there, oh, there's another floor I didn't know about. I fell into it. It's storage and bedrooms. I never knew this. I found it by accident. So, here we go. We've got the living space with a Ferrari. And you can just sit down here and enjoy your living space. I never knew this had this extra floor. What a funny thing to find. but it's great. I love this ship. I think it's inspired. I think it's a lot of fun. And it's great where it is. I love this placement in and the beautiful blue really adds to it. Okay. Next. Yeah, right? Nalira's got an actual depot. Not just an airship. A depot for an airship. If I can get there. Which is amazing to me. And fun. And her ships, I think it's a her, look completely different than anything we've seen thus far. So it's like, you know, everybody seems to do something slightly different, which is the way things should be, right? Everybody should do something a little bit different. Hold on. Hold on. Okay. I've had so many people tell me, come check this out. And it's like, I did, I swear. I've seen it. Let me in. Let me in. All right. Let's see if I can figure out how to get up there again, because it's not an easy walk up, if I remember correctly. Here is the beginnings of it. So, this is an airship depot, and stabbies can barely walk, so please have some kindness and allow me to fall to my death a few times if that needs be. I'm really having trouble like figuring out how these stairs work. All right, here we go. This is where you buy your ticket, okay? And this is a waiting room. And then you go up here. This reminds me of that line in Grotwood when they say, "Isn't it possible to fall from your death from the branches?" Yes, and that's why you have to watch your step. That always cracks me up. Yes, you could fall to your death horribly. Oh god, I can't even walk. So here is the train station for airships. Isn't this amazing? 2 airships up in the air, way above where we are here. Night was perhaps not the best choice for me to do all of this, but I did pick to do it at night, unfortunately. I apologize. So here we go. This is the smaller of the 2. And we've got, you walk in, and, whoa, you fall down like me. I can't walk straight. I suck at this. And you've got a bedroom. So this would be one of those cabins. I forget what they're called. A train. No, shut up. No one likes you. Picking on me. They're not on anyway. Nana and Bayushi are not on right now. These are different people. Sorry, I'm telling Griff to back off. He's picking on me again. I'm getting all turned around. What is that called? The quarter... No, I forget. The sleepers. The sleepers. That's what that is. It's a sleeper cabin. And then you can sit here and eat. This is like a solo. One person, one captain, basically driving you wherever you need to go. And I guess that's the steering mechanism slash, you know, directional thing. And here's the one for the less rich people. And he takes your tickets. Ooh, oh shit! That is horrible! I fell to my death! That I didn't die. What the hell? Oh my god, do you guys see this? I was alive! I was alive! What the hell is that? Well, this is gonna suck for my video. What was that? Did I get disconnected? My stream got kicked yesterday, so I wouldn't be surprised if it was a connection thing again, but Jesus. Did you guys see that? Like, that wasn't just in my imagination. I fell, I died. I was alive. I walked a few steps. Then I died. Then I get kicked off. That was a lag dead for sure. And then I got booted. That's about right, seeing unicorn. So, yeah, I got a joke in with Griff last night while we're waiting for this. Hold on, let me find it. See if I can find it. It was funny. That was awesome. While we wait forever. Can't even find it. That's how long ago it is. Oh well. What? Why? Why am my hair dead? What the hell is going on even? This is the dumbest thing ever. This is annoying. Sorry guys, but we gotta go back because I never got to go on the ship to show you. What a pain in the ass. Now I don't even, you know what, I'll just pull open and see what that last one I went to. No, we'll go in last visit order. What a nightmare. Okay, now Lyra. Here we go. So he sends me these recipes, Griff, and he said, I'll send you a recipe for from the New York Times. Today has an ideal recipe for you. And I said, baked griffin? He goes, well, maybe second best idea. And let's be honest, you would more likely deep fry a griffin or slow roast him in one on a spit. I said, I'm not that unhealthy. Put cheese on it though and you're doomed. His answer, how can I be more doomed than doomed? My answer, by being stabbity doomed. Curtsy. He says, wow, you actually had a good one for once. Asshole. And so now he wanted me to tell you I actually had a funny joke for once. More doomed than doomed. Stabbity doomed. I just know this is going to happen again. I'm going to get all the way up there, and I'm going to get disconnected again. And this is going to suck, and I'm going to be mad. And my feelings are going to be hurt. Although I did die over on NA and had the same thing happen where I didn't die right away, but it didn't disconnect me while doing that to me. I wish I had my Almalexia lantern on this character. Or some sort of light that I could light up and show you guys things, but I don't have anything like that. Nothing. Nothing. And that was Trixie. Why'd she even put that wind the gap there? That was mean. And then I get stuck on this every time. Alright. I'm gonna have to jump. Hold your breath, folks. Whee! There we go. Jerk. So here's the interior. It's this beautiful, very Victorian looking again. A little bit on this poor camel. How'd he get across that jump? I don't think camels can jump like that. Everybody in their little sleeper sections. Look at how cute this is. This guy's been on this trip for a really long time. May have forgotten to get off. And here's the captain's quarters / where she drives it. So there you go. This time without stabby death. Another airship that looks completely different from all the others. Alright, next airship. Or slash spaceship. Give me a moment here. We're gonna go to Nico no Kuro. Guys, I gotta show you this. It's one of the cutest damn things I've ever seen. If you want to go cute, take a note from this person. And I don't know if you've seen this one, Swank, but I think you might die when you do. It's just that cute. Okay. Check out that cutie. Tell me that isn't just about the cutest damn thing you've ever seen. I mean, wow. I think making anything sort of, what's the word? Anthropomorphized makes it cute. But it's like, this is a great airship idea. And yet again, another person using the windmill as the flying contraption portion of this. I think you might be able to make some really cute things out of it. But this cat is enough to kill me right there. That is perhaps one of the cutest things I've ever seen in this game. It's just precious. So, I love it. Now, Palimpsest has 1,000,001 different ships, but they most recently sent me one that I don't think has been revealed yet. It's in their... Oh, I believe it's in their exercise. So we'll head over to their exercised. This is one I have not shown at all on this yet. And it's a little more violent than, let's say, you know, a cute kitty. And then I think what I'll do after this is alternate Palimpsest with other things, because Palimpsest has so many ships. I just sort of want to break it up a little bit. Guys, I want to start seeing some spot flying ships from y'all. So this is Palimpsest's most recent attacky type thing. And what I love about it, he calls this one Fahrenheit 451. And what I love about it, in addition to the fact that it sort of resembles a bug again, but look at the face. It's got eyebrows and eyes. You see? It's got little eyebrows. He's anthropomorphized this as well. It's like a mosquito. It's a mosquito ship. Now, this is one that you can't get on. So we're talking about, you know, one that he can focus entirely on the exterior, which is why he was able to do this in a 400 slot house and not a huge ass house. And plus, it's got action. And we have it in the midst of blowing things up. You know, what really helps with that is the fire, the smoke, the things in the middle of burning books. Fahrenheit 451 was a book about censorship and setting things on fire and whatnot. So this makes perfect sense. Again, with the pointy, this is a soul shard type thing that they use as the shooty bit. So it's a combination of things. We've got anthropomorphized, bug-like. Wow, that's clever. Using the wine thing. That's too funny. Even the back is detailed with the ship stuff. Amazing. Really good job. And it tells a story. But yeah, this is their most recent, and I think it's definitely interesting. It's even got a moral to the story here with the blown up books and whatnot. All right, next one. Intensifies Hundings. We have another Hundings, but this is a ship, boat ship. And I really would love to see what people can come up with after seeing this video, because it's amazing what materials people work with. And the difference between people who worry about the shape, like, let me shape this with planks and make this big, beautiful masts and whatnot, and then other people who use, like Intensify did, very solid pieces to make sure that the ship looks solid. There's all sorts of differences in what people prioritize over each other's ships. You know, it's like some people want a very solid looking ship. Some people just want something that has all of this beautiful structures to it. And here's one of the solid ships. But it does have a beautiful structure, don't get me wrong. But it's impressive because of how solid it really is. They've used those weapons from elsewhere as the exterior of the boat. So the boat has a really solid exterior. You can see from the interior what that really looks like. And it's very solid looking. And you've got a second floor down here with beds. And then you go up here and you have lovely masts with rugs. A woman is the front of the ship, Azura, but you know, traditionally I think it was always a woman, but it could be anything, I suppose. Somebody's I don't know if those are supposed to be little masts or if that's somebody just doing their laundry. But this is the interior of what would presumably be the captain's quarters. Yeah, this is awesome. This is quite beautiful. There's just so many different takes on the same thing. And I think that the tools they used to make this actually made it just so beautiful up here. In this portion is just the most beautiful because of the materials they used. But this is a beautiful, yes, exactly. It's hard on the item count, but it's beautiful. And it's something to really, really think about when you're going to build a ship is, do you want it to look absolutely accurate, or do you want it to look slightly less accurate? Also, look at this. They use the pillows to look like some of the masts are rolled up. I mean, it looks, and somebody's up in the crow's nest up there. I mean, there's just so many little cool details. I really liked this ship. Again, I'm sorry I'm doing this at night. Let's hit another palimpsest. Let's do their daggerfall. And then I have another amazing one to show you. I mean, they're all amazing by palimpsest, but you'll get my meaning shortly. Mew, 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 mew. Trying to get to the ones to get them all set up, ready to go. Ah, that one. It goes. So here's another one of palimpsests. And actually, maybe this one does look a little better at night, even. This one is another one with a walkway around so that you can actually, you know, appreciate it from different views. I don't think you can, maybe you can go on this one, I can't remember. But here's a good view right here. And we've got, I mean, this one is amazing because it uses so many display cases. Yeah, I think you can go on this one. Lots of moving pieces. Like each of those is a, what are those triple clockwork spindly book things? I'm good at words, really I am. Lots of moving pieces down here, machinery, the fans are turning, you've got lots of lighting coming out. And again, like I said, you've got a viewpoint, that's important. It's amazing. Oh, he does, huh? I haven't seen it animated, but I'm sure that it's amazing. And here's another one. Oh, God. Can you imagine it animated too? Jesus Christ. As soon as you think you've seen it all with palimpsest, you start going down into the depths and you see there's so much more to see like this. And you're like, wait, how the hell did this person decorate the whole damn thing? Plus build this out of so many, like, display cases and stuff so that it's completely visible from the exterior. It's super fancy on the inside. And then it's got, you know, here are planets. You're steering by the planets. You're not steering just by the maps or whatever. You've got planets here that you can steer with. Reminds me of video games. And what's nice too is you can see the machinery through the display cases, which is really amazing. There's another floor to this too, but I want to show you just make sure I got the whole thing down here. And there's another layer, all fancied out with a fancy little space for living. Hi, Eula. And just look at how lovely this is. This is just so fancy. These people have it really good. And then this back area has an entire, you can go around the whole thing. Oh, you're fine. With rose fences. And see, you can see, this is almost like a steamship or a ferry, like a ferry boat. You see the big paddle wheel on the side? You can hardly see it because every time I try to turn it, there's a big paddle wheel on the side. I assure you. It's just hard for me to get a view of it. Maybe I can get a better view over here. There's the paddle wheel, one on either side. Pretty amazing. So yeah, you can go around either end and enjoy the exterior. There's another floor down. 4 floors on this sucker, if you can possibly believe it. But you need an engine room, right? Well, here's your engine room. So, you know, think about what a construction of an airship would really look like, and this is what really I would suggest thinking about. Now I want to show you one that's a kind of an airship in a way. It's more of a spaceship, but it's one you'll recognize, and it's not one you can go on. Oh no! No, I spelled it wrong. Zoom AUTA. It's gone! Oh no! Sadness. It was the Death Star. Gonna cry now. Alright, Calderon 06. Another ship. I hope you guys aren't getting sick of this stuff. I think it's amazing though. To me, it's like to see what people come up with that's different is just amazing to me, because I would love to build a big old ship like this, but I don't think I have it in me. I'm not that technical. I'm not that machiney. Like, I don't know what it is that separates different builders from the kinds of ideas that they have. They may be. I thought they were RAEU. My bad. Could be. It could be that I messed up. Because I've already signed in here. I've been here. Or maybe they hadn't made a real house, a real open house yet. Galderon made a ship in their princely dawnlight. A dock and a ship. Check that sucker out. And a lighthouse too. Isn't that a beauty? I love the brass. Brass and the nicely done wood and just everything about it is so lovely. This reminds me so much of the actual ships in game, the way that they're stocked. Like there's always some, you know, boxes and cargo and whatnot put on top of them. So this one reminds me of like an actual ESO ship. And I don't think there's a second floor to it. So this saves you a lot of slots. We're at 688 slots, but it allowed them to also build this, which is a lighthouse. Their own lighthouse. So that's kind of cool that you can even do that in addition to making your own ship. And this looks so realistic to me. This looks just like... And the back is so smart using the Rathana. One item. And it takes up all of that space and it looks accurate. It looks almost like the windows on the back of one of those old-fashioned ships, you know? One item. Perfect. Alright. We'll do another palimpsest. Hold on. We do another palimpsest. Hold on a moment. Cold Harbor. And what amazes me is that each one that Palimpsest comes up with is different. It is smart. It's very smart. I love it. I mean, it's hard to believe how many people have actually done this many ships, but really they have. It's kind of amazing. Hold on a moment. Okay. Here is another ship. No, that one's after this. This is insane because not only do they have a ship up there that's really decked quite nicely, and look at the front of it is that ginormous statue, right? From Hughes Bane. They also have all of these tables. Can you believe it? How the hell does... And they have a few slots left. They have 681 out of 700 slots. And they still have all of these items up. Including steps up. Craziness. Their moon sugar metal will probably be what I end with. Because this is amazing, but the moon sugar is really just the knockout punch, I think. And here you have a nice little viewpoint from it. This again, we have all of the movement, lights, movement. This one has a little bit of an Asian touch to it, and I like that. I don't know if it could be more considered a Khajiit touch than an Asian touch, but you've got these beautiful dragons, which are Mayormer. The lights are the Hakushe. Just beauty. I think there's another floor down hidden here, but I can't figure out where it is precisely. But it may actually not be because of the fact that... No, I have two more. Isn't this beautiful? This ship is just beautiful. And I think what they've done is they focused mainly on the wings. They kept the interior slim, and then the wings themselves and the exterior is where most of the items go. So you've got, like, not just the tarps, but they have tents. See all the tents? That creates, very similar to what Swankery did with hers, her gazebos. It's similar to that. It's like a dragon ship. I mean, it really looks like a dragon ship to me. All right, one more, and then this one I love. You've all seen it, I'm sure, because I've shown you all the same damn things over and over, but I'm trying to organize this so that I can share it with people. It's important to me to share this stuff. Yeah, that's good advice from someone who knows. Now this is one that uses a lot of EHT, but it also uses, it's one of those that has used mostly planks, so it's very thin. You know, it's not as solid of a ship as perhaps some of the other ships we've seen, but what it gives up for that, it makes up for in the fact that it's tremendous. It's just tremendous size. And I think that this is what this person was going for, was just a tremendous size over the fact that the ship was perhaps not as solid as you might want it to be if it was an ocean-going ship. Which I'm okay with. They took it apart! No! What have you done? No! Let me show you some pictures. It kills me. They took the ship apart. How could you? No! I loved this ship. Making me so sad. Killing me. This was the ship. This enormous thing. Seriously, right? It was humongous. It was beautiful. It made me so happy. And now it's gone. I am betrayed. Rip. Ah, so sad. Heartbroken. But it looks like it's in progress. It looks like they're making a new one. Looks like there's fish. They've added fish. How cute is that? It looks like they've just decided it wasn't solid enough for them. So they decided to create it even bigger. Look at this. This is bigger than it was. This is enormous. It's a fleet. They're creating a fleet of ships this time. Wow. This is definitely coming along. I can't wait to see this actually completed because this looks phenomenal. Yeah, this was the biggest ship that I've ever seen. It was just tremendous. And it was so tall. It went all the way up. Dude, you were so up in the sky. I'm going to try to run from one end to the other, but it was like, it was enormous. But wait till you see the one we're going to end on, because the one we're going to end on is pretty fucking big too. I'm still running. I'm still running, folks. I'm gonna run out of stamina before I get to the end of the ship. Still running. Still running. Still running. And yeah, it is gonna be rad, I'm sure. Yes, there was a skeeveton in the air. Look at how big this is. This is huge. I love it. I love it. Even though it's not done, I love it. It's so enormous. All right, we're gonna end with the best for ships. We're not gonna end the episode, but palimpsest, perhaps the best that I've seen thus far completed was their moon sugar, and I showed this the other day. This one, he claims this is the biggest ship made, period, which it may have been, but I think this one is going to outdo it when it's done. It's a dragonfly / antiquities ship. And what was amazing about it is not only is it ginormous, but it has so much inside of it. It's really just stunning. I would say that this is one of the best I've ever seen. If, you know, top 10, easy. But you see these beautiful wings. It doesn't look all that big when you first come in, right? You have no idea how big this sucker is. When you finally get up behind, it just keeps going and going and going and going and going. It's enormous. And it's beautiful. I almost feel like there should be some really epic music going as I walk underneath this thing. Just really beautiful epic music. Durr, 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 dum 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 dum. Why do you people put up with me? I'm such a jackass. I love this stuff though. I'm such a loser. I love this. So here we have, this is the part that I consider like Indiana Jones, where like they put one more box in the huge area of boxes, you know? One more thing that Indy has rescued. And then you come to the front of the ship and you get this amazing, beautiful view. That's where all the treasure is stored. And then take a look at those wings. Aren't they just spectacular? I love the unusual items used as wings. I don't even know what makes people come up with these things, but they do. Then you go down a floor. Again, then I get kicked off, right? And we've got interior windows of, we have a whole greenhouse on the front with romance and cobbled bookcases and a floor looking down and just, you know, all sorts of cobbling going on, which is ridiculous because this house shouldn't be allowed to have this much to it, but it's got so much going on. And this is the bath and bedroom for presumably Numisma, who seems to be the captain, right? And you can see some of the machinery outside, but we can see that better as we get down another level. And now we have where the captain actually, you can see some more machinery. This is where the captain steers. I don't know if I would trust Numisma to be my captain. I don't know about you folks, but oh, captain, my captain. And it's smoking, and it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. The whole thing is stunning. You've got machinery on the outside. You've got fire on the outside. And really, I mean, it's intimidating to think about trying to come up with something that even resembles this, let alone competes with this. But I wouldn't say try to. I would say try to come up with something that speaks to you, and don't worry about what other people do or don't do, because this is just for inspiration. It isn't for comparison. Just be yourself and try to do something. If you want something that's funny or cute, do something that's funny or cute. If you want something that's well constructed but not as impressive, do that. If you want something that's more impressive than well constructed, use planks. Who gives a shit, right? It's your thing. It's your thing and no one else's. And you do what you want to do. And I will love it. I promise you, no matter what you do. That's the butt. Figured I'd show you the butt. Because why not, right? Stabby and showing her butts. They do. They know a lot of things well. They have a very mathematical mind, I think. Unlike me, who doesn't know math for shit. So, done with that, so let's look at a rando. A totally unrelated, non-ship rando, shall we? Let's see. Azrael, Autumn's Gate. We have not seen an Autumn's Gate because we haven't seen anything small. Ugh. There's nothing wrong with using basic blocks or anything else. I mean, Swankery did a whole airship with tarps. Oh my god, what an awful person. That's awful. You don't need to use fancy shit to make something. In fact, I kind of think it's more talented to use things that are less fancy. Waldar, of all people. Really? That's ridiculous. I hope that it friended you there. I was trying to hit yes. Yeah, seriously. Azrael 2. Nothing against fancy stuff, but I do think it takes a lot of skill to make something fancy out of something that isn't fancy to begin with. These trees are wild. They're all kind of... I mean, I think it's harder to make something fancy out of tarps than, say, a greenhouse. You know what I mean? Like, greenhouses are awesome. Don't get me wrong. They're fucking gorgeous. But to make something... This is gorgeous, by the way. I'm walking in here and I'm thinking things and I'm talking about stuff, but I'm... Right. Look at these extra floors. This is amazing. This is beautiful. Israel? Yeah, I mean, there's so many incredible things that can be done with simple items. Doesn't make it any less good. That's Swankery's. That's what I was talking about. That's Swankery's. I showed it earlier today. That's so sweet. You gave her a compliment and you didn't even know it. Too adorable. That's so sweet. Yeah, she's super talented. That's one of my favorite builds of all time. Is that tarp fish zeppelin. Super beautiful. Now, this is incredible because they've included like trees in the house that look like it's almost making the house, that it's part of the house. This is so beautiful. This is one of the more complex Autumn's Gates I've ever seen. It's beautiful. And the colors are so nice. This is true. This is true. Yeah, we'll show you. We'll look at another one, even though I was going to do the windows, but I think I'm going to pass on it. I'm a little burnt. What haven't we seen today? We haven't seen the Sisters of the Sands. And then we'll probably call it because I'm burnt out. But I did get to see, it showed us all ships. Tomorrow won't have an episode or anything involved with it, so it'll just be looking at houses. We can come over to EU, look at regular houses. But I wanted to get another episode done because I'm trying to get my stuff out there for people in Reddit to see and start paying attention to us. I don't know why. I don't know why I'm bothering, but I am. It's not about the money. Like, I couldn't care less about the money. It's more about just... Oh, what on earth is this? Lager Essen. Hello, test. I don't think this is a real one. Oh, we'll do it now. We'll go over to yours now then, because this one isn't real. And we haven't done a Proud Spire. I mean, I think it's cute. But I don't think it's real. It's really... It's somebody who has an obsession with putting things in... Yes, they did try Storm. They used 2 meat to make it into a slice. Oh, is that what that was? Well, Swank, you're gonna like TriStorm stuff. They did an amazing organ, if nothing else. Hello. Hello. So we'll start over here with the organ, because I know what this is here. Look at how beautiful this is. I love the little feet. Isn't this great? This is too cool. That's cobble, of course. And then we first come in and we've got all sorts of pretties. Right? Isn't it fab? They've done a really, I mean, they hadn't done any of this beautiful. I love the grate. The grate is genius. I'm surprised I haven't seen more people do it like that anymore. Is it just me, or have you all noticed that these Merkmeyer candle pillars are just freaking enormous? They don't fit in most situations because of just how big they are. Why are they so big? They're bigger than cups. They're bigger than most things. They're just so oddly big. Don't ask me, I don't know. It just is weird to me how big it is. I like that you've done this with the fact that it breaks up the room but doesn't actually close off the view. It does look like a second cake. There's nothing wrong with it. I'm not trying to pick on it. I'm just saying it's strange that they made it that big. It's just odd to me. Okay, so you've created extra rooms with those. That's lovely. And meats. And breakfast. And cheese. And bread. And mushrooms. Ew. Food is quite delish looking. Ah, I see what you've done with maps. So we've got shelves with a map stuck in the wall so that it looks like a scroll. Isn't that cool? Those new maps can be used in nifty ways. This is quite elegant. And here again, you've done it with a scroll just sitting there. Those look great. This is just gorgeous. That inbuilt in the lounge, you mean this? That does look fantastic. I'm going to poke outside on your patio. Yep, closed off the patio. So many people don't like the view. They think it looks pixely, so they close it off. Doesn't surprise me at all. Oh, look at your little wood holdy thing. Oh, that's cool. It's like almost like a chicken coop, but with wood in it. Let's go downstairs, shall we? Ooh, clever idea for where to put this. Is it going to run away if it doesn't have the cage? I could just picture that. Crafting room with a pantry. Did you close off part of the basement just so you had more items? Because the basement didn't really appeal to you? Because, yeah, you're going to need more items, I think. This is pretty. Why can't we gong the gong? I totally want to gong the gong. We can gong other gongs. Hello. And then we've got the lovely bookshelves and the treasure chests Yeah, okay. Makes sense. You're planning a battle here, aren't you? I can tell. You've got all of these things out ready to go. It's gonna be a battle here soon. Vampire bed, new chest. Yeah, the vampire bed is actually quite nice. The canopy. Hello, pupper. This, I want this so bad. So, could you imagine an entire series of walls made with these? Or like a series of a wall for like a window made with that? That would be wild. Bathtub. What? Open. No, you gotta put something in there. I don't care what it is, but you gotta put something in there. It's the rules. Beautiful. Really, really beautiful. You did a great job. Honestly. It looks spectacular. I don't know. I don't think I could put my moo anywhere this conspicuous because I know it would just fill his ego up. I would just put mine in the basement or something so that J Hart wouldn't feel so full of himself. I'm a bad person. I know. But thank you everybody for joining me today and looking at all of this stuff with me because I am trying to be more, I want that. I am trying to do more videos, so your help is really appreciated. So thank you for stopping by. And I will see you all tomorrow, and we'll just do a regular non-video type episode.